Hey everybody, welcome back. We are back. It is Born Again to Live. It is Amy, it's Eric. It is a Blues Day Tuesday, and we are here to talk about the Big Blue mission trip.
That's right. Coming off a nice lyrical Monday yesterday. Settled in for a mission trip Tuesday. I don't know if there's a way you can do that. There's not really an analogy for that one. But anyways.
I mean, is there even a way to summarize this mission trip? I feel like you're at a loss for words, Eric, quite honestly.
Pretty close to that, yes. It was, and I said this, I don't know, Saturday night maybe, that you can use every adjective out there, and I still don't know that you could accurately describe what happened for an entire week.
Yeah. I was excited. I'd finally come back for a Big Blue Saturday after being gone for months. And man, the energy it was just, the energy coming from those kids was unbelievable. And, and I think also, like, the crazy thing is you guys got back Friday from the mission trip. Saturday morning, you're right into your first kind of local mission, and all those kids showed up in addition to a few more, right?
Yeah. We had 9 kids show up the next morning at 8 o'clock here at Big Blue to do what I'm calling Big Blue Gives Back.
Right.
And the reason I scheduled it kind of the way I did was that I wanted momentum to carry off of that.
Yeah.
I want them to understand that as far as we travel to go to a mission trip, we don't have to go that far to do the mission work.
Yeah.
And so we went a mile down the road or 2 miles down the road and did just as much as what we could do.
It was amazing. And these kids, you'd think they'd be tired, but they were just, Eric, they were on fire. There was electricity in the air just coming off of them. They were so bonded and laughing and just rearing to go. And that kind of energy, like that, I can feed off that kind of energy.
And wanting to talk,
yeah,
wanting to tell every story and all the time. And that's all they wanted to do. Like, we've heard it for days. It's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, our group chat's still blowing up this morning. Like, it's crazy.
Well, and I gotta admit, like on Saturday, like it was sort of like if you know kind of a group, because like you guys all had all these great stories and memories and bonding, and for the rest of us, it was like we were on the outside just hearing about it. It was kind of, I think we're all kind of bummed that we couldn't all be there, but it was just so cool to see how these kids were lit up after that trip.
And I hope that fever catches, because we got mission trip coming in 2 years. And
That's right.
I already heard kids talking about the one in 4 years that they get to be on. And I'm like, all right, now we're building the momentum.
That's right.
That originally I wanted to see from this, that it's a reward trip as much as it is a mission trip. Because when originally I got the idea from God, it was that these kids who have came all the way through Big Blue and been here for the whole time, let's give them a life experience. Let's give them a reward for doing so by taking them somewhere really cool.
Yeah.
But also showing them what our job is in this world. And it's working that way.
Yeah.
God is doing amazing things with this. And I'm telling you, 2 years, I'm hearing people already talk about, where are we going? What are we going to? What are we doing? So yeah, that's cool.
All right. So for myself included, but also our listeners, kind of just walk us through. I mean, I got little snapshots of it, but excuse me, walk us through kind of like the stuff, like the day-by-day stuff that you did, the other groups that you worked with, kind of. I know we're going to talk a little bit about what the theme was all about. So just sort of give us a broad, snapshot of what the trip entailed.
Well, it's I guess it was technically a 5-day adventure. We left on a Sunday morning from Big Blue here, which even that sets the tone for the trip when we leave. We did this last time. We did it again this time. We're going to do it again next time, as long as Lord willing. But Steve meets us here at 6 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time we leave in the morning. He gives the kids journals, pens, work gloves, and says a prayer over them, gives them some inspirational words. We take a goodbye, first picture of the trip, and we pile into the vehicle and we head out. The fact that we do that, and this year we had more people. Last time it was just Steve, but this time Chris and Christine were here, and a couple others had shown up, and it was just like, all right, we got more people would pray over us.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. It was I love that we start that, and I love that Steve, who had the idea for this entire thing of Big Blue, is getting to send us off into the mission field.
Yeah.
It's like it's him sending us off as much as it is God sending us off.
It's so cool.
Yeah. So anyways, we drive all the way down to Wilmington that day. And we make it an adventure. Shanda and I, that's one thing I'll pat both of us on the back for. We're not just about get there, get done. We're about how can we make this an experience for the kids.
Yeah.
So we take into consideration stops, where we're going to stop, and is it something different from what they're used to? We're not going to go to McDonald's. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's
We
it.
pick different restaurants. We pick different gas stations. We do all of this stuff just so these kids get a different experience. So anyways, we get to Wilmington. You got to check in at like 4 something, and the actual stuff starts at 6, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts with the God stuff, introductions, and getting to know each other and all that stuff at like 6 o'clock on Sunday night. But then we go into a time called the Gathering, which is church. We do worship songs, and then they do a message, and we go into it. And it's really awesome that every day starts with devotionals, and then every evening kind of ends with the Gathering and church group time. And I think that's the coolest part about this group. And from what I've heard from groups, because one of the groups that was with us down there from Colorado, I believe. So
Colorado?
They were from Colorado.
Okay.
Anyways, they went on a group, and I think it was Pelican something. It was a Christian group, kind of like this. And he said they were more about the mission work and less about the God connection.
Okay.
So he really thought that it was better for youth works. So I thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, then we get into Monday morning, and you get up, and these kids, they don't get to sleep in. It's not one of those, we're out there about 10:30, 11 o'clock. No, these kids are out of bed by 6:45. Breakfast is being fixed. 7:15, you are eating breakfast. And if you don't take your time to eat, because at 7:45, we are cleaning up.
Wow. Okay.
Like, it's a quick breakfast, clean up. The entire place gets a cleaning. The bathrooms, everything. There's cleanup crews, like 3 or 4 different cleanup crews.
Yeah.
One does dishes and lines and all that stuff. Like, you got to pack your lunch while you're doing your breakfast.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, you do all that, and then you clean up, and then we do devos, and we go to the sanctuary and do the devos for the day. And as soon as you're done with that, it's like 8:45. We get together, and they tell you what you're going to do for the community activity that night. And then the next thing you know, you're getting your assignment for the day, and you're like, this is the site you're going to. Here's what you need. Go. And you hit it hard, and you're there. I mean, for our group, we had an hour drive.
Okay.
That was the worst. That might have been the worst part of the whole trip, is that each day we had about an hour drive to everywhere we were going.
Mm-hmm.
So you take 2 hours off your work day,
Yeah.
because you got an hour there and an hour back. That was the only negative, I
Yeah.
think, of the whole thing, was that it was just extra
Yeah.
time that we couldn't spend. But that time in the van is what made this week more special, I think.
I love it.
The bonding.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I've come out of this entire week, is the bonding, not only of our Big Blue kids, but of the entire place.
Yeah.
I talked, actually, the tech guy who leads it, well, one of the youth works people at the site, was texting me yesterday, and he's like, you all were such a blessing. This week was so needed. It was the inspiration to get me through the rest of the summer. And then,
Yeah.
we really did have an impact. So it was pretty cool.
Well, it was incredible to see the kids even on Saturday night, they're on the group chat, like worrying about, I guess, the Colorado kids had not gotten back, or
Yeah.
they were flying, or there was delays. Like, they were so invested in these new friends of theirs. And it was awesome, Eric, because it reminds me of, like, this is why we need to travel more. There is a whole big world out there of amazing people. We just got to get out there and meet them, And I was like, as somebody that just loves to go to new places and travel, like, I was so psyched that these kids have, like, kind of like virtual pen pals now, and they have friends on the other side of the country, different time zone.
Yep.
It's so cool. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, there was a group from Colorado, and then there's a group from Nebraska.
Why do you say Colorado?
I don't know. That's what I always said.
Okay. There's an L in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, that's where they're from, the 2 groups that were there with us. And so anyways, you get in the van, you go to your work day, and just trying to go through a general day. And wherever you're assigned, you just go. Some places you work for half a day, and then the second half you go somewhere else.
Okay.
Because they're only open half a day, or they need somebody somewhere else or whatever. And we divided into 3 groups, and they were all named after beaches in Wilmington area.
Okay.
We were in Carolina, and Shanda was in Wrightsville.
Okay.
And then there was another Curie.
Okay.
But the Curie group was all, well, let's say Colorado, but they might have been Nebraska.
Okay.
They all blended together. It was crazy. Anyways, you go to your site, and then at 3:00, you had to be back in Wilmington for community activity.
Okay.
Which our community activities we did, Monday was Walk the River Walk. Tuesday was the Battleship, North Carolina Battleship Tour. Wednesday we went to the beach, swam for a while, and then Thursday we went to a park.
Nice.
And hung out. And those were an hour and a half activities that were planned for us.
Okay.
So you get back from that at 4:30, 5:00 was dinner. 5:00 you eat dinner, and we do the gathering, and you get done with the gathering, and then it's shower time. After that, you go to the local YMCA and shower, because they don't have in-house showers, so you have to go somewhere else to shower, which
Gotcha.
it's an experience for some of these kids. I mean, the fact that they're community showers and things like that.
Yeah.
It's a little different for kids. So, we had to learn, a couple kids learned a couple things in this adventure, like remember your towel.
Yeah.
It's like that.
It's like that.
But anyways, you get your shower and you come back, and then you got a little free time that evening. Lights off at 10:30. And so,
did you guys get any free time really? Just a little bit at the end of the night?
Mostly at the end of the night, they had about 2 hours.
Okay.
Which one of the nights, one of our kids suggested we do karaoke, and for 2 hours solid, the entire place did karaoke.
That's
it was
awesome.
a blast.
That's so great.
Yeah. Oh. And they did, that was the bonding time, was just that.
Mm-hmm.
I was most impressed. The first day we were there, they had the tables broke up in this giant dining hall area in like 6 tables or so, and they were all spread out a bunch. Well, by the second day, by dinner, we had them all in a line, and they were all touching, and they were close, so everybody could be close. And one of the guys running the thing said, no other group's done anything like that.
Wow.
It's kind of unreal.
The great banquet. I'd like to think they learned that at our Big Blue Things Friendsgiving area.
I would. But yeah, that was the bonding time, was that downtime.
Yeah.
And it was cool because not only, I know our group's small, so we had to kind of, if you want to branch out, you branch out into other groups. And those other groups were so accepting.
Yeah.
And so loving. They were awesome kids. Every group was so good. It was just, I don't know. You had to be there, but at the same time, to know that these kids have a group chat now of like 30 kids,
mm-hmm.
and they're all talking all the time now. It's like, you don't get that without genuine connection. Like, you can be a kid and be like, yeah, let's keep in touch, and you never hear from them again.
Right.
But now we're past that a couple days, and I hear the group chat still blowing up all the time.
I love that. All right. Well, so give us a little more specifics about these community, not the community project. Wait, what was it called? The service project.
Project.
What were some of? I know the kids were talking Saturday about it. But tell us some more about what the service projects the kids involved in.
My group, the first 3 days, we went to it's called the Columbus County Dream Center.
Okay.
And I don't know what the acronym DREAM stands for, but it was really cool.
Okay.
But anyways, it's a summer school / evening day. It's like after school program too that they do through the year. But these kids apply to come to the school, and it's a small place, but they come there, and the teachers try to teach them to get them caught up on things they're behind on, or teach them arts and crafts, and they do all kinds of fun things through the day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an educational program, too. So they take them to the library once a week. They take them to a science museum, and the science museum does projects with them. This week we were making, it studies the speed of wind.
Oh.
I can't remember what the name of it is.
The name of that.
But it's just a meter. It's a wind speed meter, basically.
Okay.
But anyways, we were making one of those, these little kids, and it seems like it's a lot of pre-K through middle school.
Okay.
Kids. And I was in the middle school class most of the week, and some of the kids were in elementary all week. When a couple of them switched back and forth because they just wanted to try everything. But that was what our group did. The last day we went to a food bank
Mm-hmm.
and helped sort food. They got shipments in that day, so we helped sort food and put food on the shelves in order by dates and all that stuff, and then pack boxes. And then the kids actually got to carry boxes of food out to cars to give to these people. And the amount of thank yous and tears that the people getting the food were giving these kids was unbelievable.
Wow.
And while those kids were doing that, I was pressure washing the side of a building.
Okay.
They're getting ready to paint their one-room schoolhouse from the early 1900s.
Oh, wow.
And so we had to get all the paint and stuff off that was loose. So I pressure washed in for an entire day. Like, I was out there from about 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock
Yeah.
in the nice 102-degree weather. It was beautiful, sunny. I told Shanda that day I needed a mom to make sure that I got my sunscreen on, but I actually did remember to put my own sunscreen on.
Good job, Eric.
I didn't get burnt too bad. But I got to teach, I guess, 5 kids how to pressure wash that day because they would cycle in one at a time. And it was cool because the one little girl from the one place, she started out, she's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this. And I'm like, well, if you want to try, it's fine. So she was trying it out. She's up on this ladder after a little while, and she's squeezing it. She's like, my hand hurts. I'm like, you want a break? She goes, no, I love this. And at the end of it, she goes, can I do this for a job? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, I think I would love this. And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
She really had a good time. So Shanda's group, they ended up going to a food bank. They've done nursing homes. They did a summer school of their own that they went to and played with the kids and had lunch and stuff. And then they went to a diaper bank. And everybody talked about the diaper bank.
Yeah, they did.
I'll kind of focus on that one. But they packed 4,440 diapers in their time at the diaper bank.
That's a lot.
That's folding them the right way and wrapping them in plastic, every one of them.
Wow.
And yes, that's a lot of them. And it was not a big group. I mean, it was probably 8 kids, 10 kids at the most. So yeah, they did amazing things there. They got a little more variety in their week. I know they had fun at the nursing home playing Farkle.
Yeah.
Which never played it, but evidently we're going to.
Yeah.
It'll own one soon.
I mean, all you need is dice for it. As long as you know the rules, you don't even need to buy one, Eric.
I think they said that the guy won with 2,500 points, and the next closest was 1,000.
Wow.
So they got beat bad. But the guy must have been good. I don't know.
No, that is a family favorite. And Farkle is just one of those dice games. You can take it anywhere, like as long as you know the rules, all you need is 6 dice, and that's it.
I don't know. I haven't played, but yes, like I said, we're going to. Shanghai's
right.
on.
Yeah, we're absolutely gonna have some.
We're gonna do that.
No, that I did when the kids were talking about it Saturday night. That was one of the things that really stood out to me is how much fun they had, and they're with these senior citizens, and they're trying to egg them on to keep, because the game itself involves kind of pushing your limits, pressing your luck, right? As long as you keep rolling well, you're going to accrue points, but if you have a bad roll, you're done. And so I just love that they were kind of egging each other on to keep risking it and keep going. And it sounds like we always had fun playing that game, so I can imagine how much fun the kids had.
And they talked about these senior citizens in the nursing homes. I mean, they all laughed about this one old lady. They said she was 102.
Wow.
But she kept telling them she was 79. And so the kids were laughing at her and stuff about how she was doing that. But they said there was one guy who, a musician, was playing music. And while he was playing Hey Good Looking, he grabbed this lady, the senior citizen grabbed this other lady's hand and started trying to dance with her. And they said she just lit up.
She loved it.
So it was just those experiences these kids got to have. I know every time they went to the food banks, they talked about how thankful the people were that came through. And I mean, they served through the whole week. I would hate to say how many families they gave food to.
Oh my goodness.
300-400 families.
And then when you count the people that come to the diaper bank and the people whose kids go to that school, they really did impact hundreds, if not close to 1,000 people, directly or indirectly. That's incredible, Eric. And
the Dream Center where I was at, the first day I walked in and they're like, who wants middle school? And I'm like, I'm better with that age. The little ones kind of scare me, is what I told the lady, and she looks at me funny. And I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm better with middle school age kids. And so she put me in that room. And I walk in and there was, I think, 6 or 7 kids in that room. And they all looked at me like, oh, here's another group coming through. Because every week they get a group of us.
Right.
People coming in that just are there to put in time. And so the first day we sat down and they were working on like comic books and drawing like comic books and doing the illustrations and coloring and all that stuff. And they're like, and the teacher just didn't give us any instruction other than just encourage them and help them. And I'm like, all right, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're even doing, but okay. So anyways, we started trying to encourage them and everything, and they were giving us the cold shoulder and didn't want to talk and didn't want to open up. And so I start cracking jokes like I always do and having a good time with them. And by the end of that day, they were warming up to us.
Mm-hmm.
Next day we come in and we were cracking up jokes and having fun. We ended up watching the movie The Go on Netflix, and we only got to watch like half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were laughing about it and then just having a good time. Well, on Wednesday, we were late getting to the Dream Center because we had to go to the museum that they go to. Well, my middle school kids had already been there by the time we get there because of the hour drive. So the middle school kids had been back to the school and they brought the elementary kids in, and we got to help the elementary kids in the museum. Well, I didn't get back to the actual school, the Dream Center, until right around lunchtime, 11:30, whatever. And I was like, these kids probably didn't even care. And we walk in the door and they're like, finally, you're here. And the teacher goes, finally, you're here, Mr. Miller. And I'm
Wow.
okay. And she goes, they have been asking all day where you were. She's like, I told them 10 times and they still wouldn't listen to me. They just wanted to know when you were getting here, how you. And so that day we had a blast with those kids. They were laughing, having a good time. But at the end of it, there were so many tears. The kids were crying. The kids of our kids were crying. The Dream Center kids were crying. And this group of hard kids that didn't want to let that bubble down, in the beginning of the week, were giving me hugs.
Yeah.
And telling me how much it meant. And then we colored a rock and put our name on it. And they're like, take your rock. And I'm like, no, I'm leaving my rock for you guys to remember. And they're like, oh, it's never going anywhere. And so that was impactful for these kids to get that close and to help these guys out.
Yeah, it's amazing with that kind of, like it's like I've said for so many years, like if you want to love like Jesus, it is relentless, it is shameless, and it is without expectation. When you love people in that way, like it changes them forever, and these kids they were used to people giving up on them probably, like, oh, you got an attitude, I'm not gonna, screw you, buddy, and just turn around and talk to someone else. But like when you're just like, like I can do hard stuff, like let's go, and and we've seen it so many times with these teens and these middle schoolers even that come through Big Blue and come through camp. But it is that not giving up on them. It is that availability, and again, like 99% of youth ministry is simply showing up.
Yeah.
And that way they know they're loved and they're valued, and they glean that worth from that simple act of being there for them. So, that's an amazing story.
One of my favorite things from the Dream Center, they wanted to play Jenga, and they don't have the normal Jenga. They had like this giant Jenga. Well, there's 4 in each row instead of 3. And I was like, man, I've never played with 4. And so they were giving me a hard time. They're like, oh, you don't know what you're doing and this and that. Well, we were having a good time, but with 4, you can take out 2.
Yeah,
you can't take out you can't make those really awkward little stances. And so these kids were taking the safe bet every time and doing all this stuff. And we got to the end of like the second game of it, and I said, let's try it with 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a teacher who's a student at Howard University studying to be a doctor.
Okay.
And I said, hey, Doc, you went in on this? And she's like, oh, if you're playing with 3, I want to try. She's like, I've never done 3. So we stacked them up, 1 in the middle and then 2 on the edges, and we just went all the way up. And these kids, they were like, oh, well, we can only take the middle one. We can only take the middle one. So at one point, I had just 1 stuck under one of them. And these kids were having a blast. They're like, oh, he's going to make it fall. And it was just that they've never done it before.
Yeah.
And they laughed so much. We played like 10 rounds of Jenga.
Wow.
And it was that whole mindset of, we've never done 3. And now they were telling me, they're like, oh, 3 is how we're going to play because it's fun. And I was like, yeah, when you get that 1 in the middle, it's really hard. And so these kids, that was the kind of stuff that we did. We played foosball with them. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
I love it. Oh, man. It sounds like, talk about being the hands and feet of Jesus. Like these kids got to see firsthand what that looked like. They got to feel that gratitude and just that sense of service, but then to get the same response from the people they were serving, like,
I think it was funny because the Dream Center's rules were that we couldn't talk about our faith.
okay.
That was their rule. Like, unless the kids bring it up, you're not allowed to talk about faith.
Yeah.
And so we wore our faith instead of talking about our faith. And that's what we told the kids in the van. Like, you're not allowed to tell them about Jesus, but you can show them Jesus.
Yeah.
You can go in there and you can do everything that you're supposed to do without saying a word.
Yeah.
And so we had to do that. And simple things like I said grace every day at the meal. When we did our bag lunches, I did my grace. And you could tell those kids were like, what's he doing? Like,
Yeah.
it's something different. But we're getting a little long on the day. We'll talk a little more tomorrow about one of the moments that happened at the Dream Center and the overall theme of the week and the scripture that went with that, which it's made for this.
Yeah. That's a great theme.
It was a really good week for that.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining us for Blues Day Tuesday. And we're going to hear a little bit more about our Big Blue mission trip tomorrow. So we'll see you guys soon.
See you tomorrow.